How many times have you heard about these Glock killers? Even if you haven't dedicated yourself to firearms, there's already a good chance that you have encountered handguns that are branded as being capable of ending Glock's reign. To be honest, Glock isn't the king anymore in the world of polymer pistols, but it still has the strongest reputation and biggest following for the caliber of guns it produces. Enter Canik. This Israeli firearms brand isn't new to the market, but it is not as old and established as Glock, especially within the United States. However, it's starting to gain a solid rapport among shooters and enthusiasts. So now, do you know why this is the case? And most importantly, why do others say that Canik is going to supersede Glock? Again, this is your boy Ted from Line 45, and in this episode, I am going to dissect this Glock versus Canik discussion as logically as possible. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it is a chore, but these simple clicks help my channel immensely. Now, let's return to the video. Alright, Canik and Glock. These two firearms brands have been enjoying steady sales across different gun stores in the United States. In fact, one store owner told me that Canik pistols tend to get out of shelves faster than Smith & Wesson's M&P pistols, which you wouldn't ever believe if I made this statement 3 or 5 years ago. It's understandable for Glock to become a steady seller, as this is the first brand that comes to mind when you want a reliable and accurate handgun. I mean, your dad or grandfather can vouch for the quality of Glock guns, and that tells a lot about the brand itself. You can't just make up a track record, and that's something that many people can't understand. For so long, gun buyers would jump to Glock not because it is the best there is, but because it's a brand that has a reputation of being a trustworthy source of workhorse, highly efficient handguns. It has withstood the test of time and remained relevant in the firearms market, despite other modern guns offering more innovation and flexibility. Plus, the reign of Glock is due to its super-large aftermarket. If you want to upgrade any Glock you have, just spend a few bucks and you can totally get the configuration you need. From the trigger and sights, even to the barrel, there's something in the aftermarket for your Glock pistols. This kind of versatility and modularity is a well-beloved aspect of Glock firearms, and definitely, no other gun brands come close to the Austrian company when it comes to this metric. I know a couple of people who have sold all of their handguns and just kept on using Glock pistols. I have my own Glock collection too, and at this point, it's already too late to call Glock guns a fad because really, their being here and present in most gun safes is not a fluke. Even if you disdain these guns and find them overrated, you can never take their merits as highly reliable and effective firearms for defense, hunting, and even competitions. But as I implied, I know for a fact that Glock guns are far too boring for the standard of other shooters. These guns don't have the X factor, which I suppose is one of the reasons why people tend to check guns from other brands. They work, but what's there is all to them. You can't really say that they are exciting to shoot. They don't have fancy features either, and to be fair, most of their factory components, such as their triggers and sights, are not just on par with the standards of modern striker-fired guns today. We are just lucky that we are on the 5th generation of Glock. Otherwise, we would still be dealing with those pesky finger grooves. These criticisms thrown at Glock became leverage for other gun manufacturers to improve the designs of their pistols. Whether or not you like this idea, brands like Canik were actually founded on those perceived flaws commonly attributed to Glock guns or to other brands that came before it. Here's a good case. Many people, including me, aren't fans of the triggers installed on these Glock pistols. I mean, they aren't exactly deal breakers, but if you are going to buy a brand new Glock, one of the first things you need to do is to change its trigger and find better options, like the Zev Fulcrum Ultimate trigger, Timney Alpha Glock 5, and the Apex Glock trigger. Any of these won't bust your budget, but swapping the stock trigger with these aftermarket triggers will elevate the performance of your Glock. This isn't the case for Canik. It's already a general consensus that the trigger work of Canik pistols is just far better than what Glock offers. Now, there's nothing too extraordinary with Canik triggers. These are just your pre-cocky striker-fired triggers, but they have exceptional fine-tuning. I absolutely dig the smooth and tactile feel of Canik triggers, such as those used in the Rival S, TP9 SFX, and MITI SFT. Perhaps it's Turkish magic, or if it's not the case, then I assume that Canik has to step up its game to get noticed. The analogy is simple here. People who go to gun shops would automatically look for Glock, Smith & Wesson, or SIG because of their existing reputation in the market. That's already a given. Brands like Canik have to try harder. Otherwise, they will be beaten with skepticism. Over time, this high value of Canik got noticed by shooters, especially in the United States, and eventually led to the growth of its popularity. This is where my next point comes in. Canik, in general, isn't lowballing their customers when it comes to goodies. Come on. I know what we are after here are the guns themselves. But hey, if they are going to give extra goodies with the pistols without changes in the price, then anyone will be up for that. When you purchase a Canik pistol, you will get a lot of accessories and tools aside from the gun itself. When it comes to Glock, you will only have the hard case, cable lock, backstraps, magazines, cleaning amenities, and speed loader, depending on the model you purchased. With a Canik, you will get a holster, magazines, speed loader, optic plates, backstraps, and cleaning amenities, and these inclusions are pretty much across the board. Basically, when you purchase a Canik pistol, you don't need to buy anything anymore. You get a full setup right from the get-go. Another point, Canik listens to its customers, and that makes a whole world of difference between this company and the brand. How many years has Glock been playing in the market? It's over the years, right? Throughout its tenure in the market, have you seen the brand overhaul the designs of its pistols? Of course, there are distinct changes in terms of the design and features of the latest fifth generation of Glock pistols and their predecessors. But in the grand scheme, the guns didn't change that much, and it's completely understandable. After all, why would you change something that works? However, the thing is, people love novelty. We want to see new stuff, and that is what Glock can't give their customers. Humility and paying attention to customer preferences are essential to get the market hooked. This is the approach that Canik took. Each new Canik model incorporates features that customers truly desire. They start with the most sought-after aftermarket upgrades, such as excellent triggers and optics-ready slides, as their foundation. To get your Glock to work like a Canik, you need to upgrade it multiple times. Well, this isn't actually bad, as it lets you know how to tinker with guns. But over time, isn't this process too cumbersome? Especially when you know for a fact that you can just get a gun that shoots magnificently without having to change its architecture. It's Canik that offers this kind of assurance and quality. You don't have to worry about anything. Just shoot the gun fresh from the box, and that's all about it. In terms of performance, Canik and Glock are relatively equal. Both brands show astute reliability and accuracy, but there are certain Canik pistols that have no peers on their Glock neighbors. My best examples here are the latest Canik TTI Combat and the Canik SFX Rival. These two can trample any Glock at any time of the day. In the case of Glock, its latest releases in 2024 are the Glock 29 Gen 5, which is a subcompact 9mm, the Glock 30, which is another 9mm subcompact, and the Glock 26. Technically, these are new guns, but none of them can just outlast the SFX Rival or the Canik TTI Combat. These are the biggest reasons why people are jumping ship from Glock to Canik. But don't panic, though, as I want to emphasize that Glock remains a solid choice for solid firearms. It's just that when it comes to the metrics of modern shooters and handguns, Canik simply checks more boxes. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.